Welcome back, everyone. If you thought you'd seen it all in the world of K-drama stars, think again, because today's story will leave you speechless. For the first time ever, Lee Min-ho breaks down in tears, confessing something no one expected. He reveals that no one has ever touched his heart the way Song Hye Kyo did. What happened between them? Why now? And could this be a second chance at a love story that fans have been dreaming about for years? If you're curious about the truth behind his emotional confession, stay with us until the very end. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss out on updates like this one. Lee Min-ho cried over Song Hye Kyo in an emotional confession, and it wasn't during a film shoot, a public awards ceremony, or a tightly scripted promotional tour. The moment Lee Min-ho let the world see his truest emotions came when no one expected it. On a quiet, late-night talk show. His eyes, usually full of charisma and composure, shimmered with raw vulnerability, and when he spoke, the entire room fell silent. "I've never met anyone who made me feel seen like she did," he said softly. No one had to ask who she was. The name hovered in everyone's mind. Song Hye Kyo. Lee Min-ho, the king of dramas, the man who seemed untouchable, was unraveling before the cameras. And it wasn't because of scandal or career trouble. It was because of a woman who had left a permanent imprint on his soul. For years, rumors had swirled around their connection. Though they had never worked together on screen, industry whispers hinted at late-night conversations, mutual admiration, and a friendship that ran deeper than either ever publicly acknowledged. He never confirmed anything, until now. "She wasn't just someone I knew," he admitted, his voice catching. "She was peace. She was home." That single sentence was enough to send fans into a frenzy. Social media platforms exploded, and old clips of the two attending the same events resurfaced. Images of their brief encounters, always warm, always respectful, were reanalyzed with new eyes. Was there something more all along? A source close to the actor later revealed that Lee Min-ho had held onto a letter for years, a letter addressed to Song Hye Kyo, never sent, never spoken of until now. The letter, parts of which were read aloud during the interview, spoke volumes of a love that never had a name, of moments that slipped through their fingers like sand. "You saw me," the letter read, "not the fame, not the mask, just me. And I didn't know how to accept that kind of love. I pushed it away, but I never forgot." The nation wept with him. This wasn't a scripted scene from a drama. It was real. Fans who had admired him for his confidence, his smile, and his polished image now admired him for something even greater: his courage to reveal a broken heart. But what truly shook the world wasn't just the confession. It was the timing. Just days before the interview aired, Song Hye Kyo had posted a cryptic message on Instagram, a photo of a lone candle flickering in the dark, captioned, "Some lights never go out." Fans quickly made the connection. Was she referring to him? Had she too held on to this invisible thread of emotion all this time? Neither party had ever confirmed a romantic relationship. Yet in their silence, there was something louder than words, a history that needed no explanation. Those who knew them well described a bond unlike any other. They never dated officially, but the way they spoke to each other, the way they looked at one another, it was deep, said a mutual friend. They understood each other in a way that no one else could. Lee Min-ho and Song Hye Kyo's lives were marked by global fame, countless fans, and non-stop media attention. Perhaps that was the very thing that kept them apart. Love for people like them is rarely simple. It comes with cameras, headlines, and relentless judgment. It demands secrecy and sacrifice, and sometimes it asks you to walk away from the person who feels like home. What made the confession even more powerful was Lee Min-ho's visible pain. This wasn't nostalgia. It was loss. A quiet, aching loss that he had carried for years. He spoke not as a celebrity, but as a man who realized too late that he let the right person slip away. There were so many moments I could have told her how I felt, he whispered. But I stayed silent. I thought I had time. The camera panned to his trembling hands, and in that moment, it was clear. He didn't cry because he missed her presence. He cried because he missed his chance. The internet flooded with reactions. Fans from all over the world sent messages of support. Some even wrote open letters to Song Hye Kyo, begging her to reach out. Others began trending the hashtag #ShanFromStillTime, hoping, just hoping, that maybe this story wasn't over yet. For her part, Song Hye Kyo has remained silent since the interview aired, but sources say she was deeply moved and touched more than words can express. Whether she'll respond publicly or privately remains a mystery. What's undeniable, though, is the weight of Lee Min-ho's words. In an industry built on illusion, he chose authenticity. In a world where vulnerability is seen as weakness, he showed strength. And in a culture that often hides behind formality, he delivered one of the most genuine moments we've seen in years. Will they find their way back to each other? No one knows. But if love has taught us anything, it's that sometimes even the quietest stories are the loudest, and the most powerful confessions come when we least expect them. It all began with a single tear, a tear that rolled slowly, unexpectedly, down the cheek of the man we thought was untouchable. On a quiet evening talk show, Lee Min-ho, the stoic, handsome face of Korean drama royalty, sat across from the host with trembling hands. He had been asked countless questions over the years about his work, his fame, his life. But this time, when the host asked about love, about regret, and about the one who got away, something shifted in the room. Lee Min-ho didn't smile. He didn't dodge the question. He just whispered, "There's one woman I never forgot, and no one has ever come close to what she made me feel." The audience fell into a hush. Silence filled the room. And then softly, he said the name everyone had always wondered about, but never dared to confirm. Song Hye Kyo. No one expected this. The public had long speculated about the quiet, almost invisible bond between the two. Though they had never acted together in any major series, their paths had crossed in a dozen subtle ways: fashion events, charity galas, and private industry gatherings, where their eyes always seemed to find each other. Fans used to joke that they had unfinished drama chemistry, but now it seems the story had been real all along, just hidden behind a curtain of fame and fear. "She saw me," he said, his voice breaking. "She saw the part of me that even I didn't understand." His words shook fans across the globe. For someone known for his charm, his control, and his perfect image, this raw honesty was a storm. Lee Min-ho, who had never publicly admitted to any long-term relationship since his split with Suzy, was finally breaking the silence. And it wasn't for headlines. It was heartbreak. In the days that followed, an old handwritten letter surfaced online. It hadn't been shared by him, but insiders say it was real, written years ago and kept hidden in a drawer. The letter was simple but haunting. "I didn't know how to handle what I felt for you," it read. "You came into my life like calm wind, and I was a hurricane. I pushed you away because I was afraid of being seen too clearly, but you stayed, in my thoughts every day since." The letter had no signature, just an initial. Social media exploded. Fans reposted the quote thousands of times. Artists began drawing fan art of the two stars side by side, separated by time and silence. Some even imagined what could have been: wedding photos, red carpet appearances, children with Lee's eyes and Song Hye Kyo's smile. But perhaps the most viral post came from a fan in Seoul who wrote, "He didn't lose her to another man. He lost her to his own silence." Adding to the fire, just days before Lee Min-ho's confession aired, Song Hye Kyo had posted a mysterious image on her private Instagram, an old photo of a handwritten poem about love and timing. The caption was just one word: always. Suddenly, every fan began connecting the dots. Could she have been holding on to him too? Was this her way of saying she never truly moved on either? People close to the actress remained silent, but one anonymous friend revealed that she watched the interview in private and cried. She was overwhelmed, the friend said. She never thought he'd say it, and now she doesn't know what to do. According to some sources, Song Hye Kyo had once told someone in confidence, "He's the only man I couldn't read, and maybe the only one I truly wanted to."